Enemy cruisers sunk.
Hello, Fresh Potato, back with another video, and the new update is here. The Borodino has finally arrived, one of the most anticipated ships of the year. The Borodino, after its initial release as a test ship for testing, the people who tested it, who were able to purchase it for testing, speaks very highly of this ship. It is the Russian battleship that shoots lasers, right? Lasers. But it is not cheap, okay? It is pretty expensive for a tier 7 ship, right? And all of this comes right after the Vallejo update, right? Most of us who have the Vallejo spent a lot of money for that ship, and here we go again. With that said, this has got to be the most expensive update I've seen in World of Warships Legends ever. Since I've been here, this is a very, very expensive update, right? A very expensive update. We're going to talk about all of that, but let's talk about the price, right? How do you get the Borodino? And as of right now, this is the cheapest way to get the Borodino, so let's break it down. I warn you guys, okay, this is going to get it might get a little confusing because there's some math, okay? We're going to have to do some math here. So let's begin. How to get the Borodino the cheapest way. Of course, first, you need to understand we need to get this currency called drachmas, right? This nonsense right here, right? This nonsense drachmas, okay? This is how you get the Borodino, and you need 12,500 of them. Yes, this is how Wargaming squeezes the sponge, okay? Squeeze the sponge out of us, the faithful players, right? The faithful players. So every day you complete the calendar, right? Every day you get 50 drachmas, right? 50 drachmas. So 7 times 50, that's 350. There's 3 weeks. So 350 times 3, that's 1,050 drachmas. Okay, 1,050 drachmas, and then plus this 450, that's going to bring us to an even 1,500, okay? 1,500 drachmas. That's it. That's the total drachmas you get when you complete the calendar, okay? When you complete the calendar. Keep that in mind. 1,500, 1,500. Now, the next way, why did I go there? I meant to go to campaigns, okay? The next is the campaigns. You're going to have to buy into the campaign to get the most drachmas out of it, okay? In the campaign, okay, for you new players that don't understand the campaign, you see the lower row that's in silver, that lower silver row, that's what you get for free. The higher row that's in the yellow, that's what you're buying into. So you get both. Okay, that's what you want. You want to get both rows. So the drachmas, they will give you, when you buy in, they'll give you in certain places or certain spots, you get 800. Okay, so 500 at the top, 300 at the bottom, 800. So we're going to count how many times you get this in the campaign. Okay, there's going to be one slot where it's 500 only. So we're not going to count that until we're done counting the 800. All right, so let's count. Again, like I said, it's a lot of counting and math here to figure this thing out. So here we go. 800. 1. There goes the 500. We're going to leave that alone. 2. 800. That's the second 800. 3. 4, and 5. Okay, so 5 of them. Okay, so let's do that math. 800 times 5, 4,000. Okay, and then plus that other 500 that was by itself, 4,500. Okay, 4,500. And now when we add the calendar and the campaign totals, it totals to 6,000 drachmas. That's it. That's all you get for free. 6,000 drachmas, right? 6,000. Now, this is where the money gets involved, okay? This is where now it's time for you to spend and give Wargaming all of your money, right? Give them the money. So again, Borodino, 12,500. You've finished the campaign, you finished the calendar, and you have 6,000 of it. That's it. So you need the rest. You're going to have to go here. You're going to need 2 of these, right? You're going to need 2 of these. So that's 40, that's 80 bucks. Okay, that's 80 bucks. Now you're going to need 1 of this. That's 5,000 doubloons, right? 5,000 doubloons, which is 20 bucks. So 80 plus 20, that is 100. Now, you're going to need this, okay? You're going to need this. So this is $5, right? 1,000 doubloons, $5. So Borodino will cost you a total of $105. Yeah. For a Tier 7 battleship, right? Tier 7 battleship, $105. Squeezing the sponge, as usual, right? As usual. You want the ship, you gotta pay up. You gotta pay up. And hey, is it worth it? Well, only time will tell. Only time will tell. I will be making a push for the ship. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. Again, I just sold a kidney, okay? Trying to get Vallejo, okay? And I guess it was worth it because I ended up with the Louisiana by default. Like most of you who were trying to get the Vallejo, you ended up with the Louisiana by default. If you were trying to get the Vallejo, you got the Louisiana. You got the Louisiana if you were unlucky. Because some of you guys were lucky and was able to gamble and unlock the Vallejo right away. But some of us, we had to keep going and going and going. It wouldn't pop up, so we have to keep going. Next to you're skipping this month's mortgage, right? Unbelievable, ridiculous. Don't do it, okay? Don't do it. Just if you got it, you got it. If you don't, if you can't afford it, don't even bother. Don't break a sweat. Who cares? It's just a video game, right? It's just a video game, and it's really stupid. Really stupid to spend money that you don't have, right? Don't do it. Now, my other complaint, not a complaint, well, it is a complaint. It is a complaint. It's a very serious complaint. These commanders, I think it's inappropriate, it's uncomfortable, and wargaming should never do this. It's ridiculous. I know these are cartoons, okay, and people draw these. But in the description, it says that these are children, okay? These are little girls dressed in really small skirts. And when you listen to their voices, it's like a whispering voice in your ears. It's very, very uncomfortable. And in my opinion, it is unacceptable. And it's a shame. I know I'm not familiar with anime like that, and I apologize, but I'm not sorry for the way I'm thinking here. And usually I don't say things like this. I try to keep certain opinions to myself, but this is unacceptable. It's disgusting in my opinion. And I don't, if I get any pushback, okay, I will take the pushback. But this, again, I can't agree with this. I can't, and I'm not going to indulge in it. I'm not going to pay anything for these commanders. I refuse to buy into any of this, because these are supposed to be little girls, right? Children. Why are we doing this, wargaming? But hey, what is things that are unacceptable in one country may be acceptable in another, and I have to keep that in mind. Culture is different, maybe, I guess, but being an American in America, this is unacceptable. Okay, it's unacceptable, uncomfortable, and it's just flat out inappropriate in my opinion. Done. I'll leave it alone. After that, I'll leave it alone. Okay, I'm not gonna indulge in none of this stuff. None of it. Especially, in fact, I'm not, because these ships are really, really expensive. Like I said, this is the most expensive update I have seen. They want you to buy the Borodino, which is a very expensive ship. Then they're expecting you to buy, if you want this Montana, this Montana will cost you close to $150, right? By itself, right? By itself. By itself. If you want the Commander with it, yes, that's about $150. About $150. Turpits, very expensive. Very expensive. Very, very expensive. 20,000, that's what, over 80 bucks? $80 for a Turpits? Yes, it comes with a Commander, but that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Okay, we have two different types of specials, okay, or promotions or whatever, collabs, I guess. I don't know. I don't think this is a collab, but this definitely is the Blue Archive. You're charging expensive and then expensive, right? Expensive on top of expensive. Yeah, it's just too much, okay? It's too much, okay? Let alone this stuff being very, very inappropriate. Very inappropriate. But here we go. Here we go. Now, another issue I have, okay, and I have some issues here, okay? I have issues with the game at the moment because I'm noticing a lot of what I call lazy camos, right? Lazy camos, where there are certain ships that are being released with no camos, but it is the camo. For example, the Brisbane. Does this look like a camo to you? No, it's not. Why? Because if I take it off, it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Look at that. There's no camo there. And we can pretty much figure out why this is. Wargaming, they're going to want to sell you the camo, right? They're going to probably want to sell you the camo. And I know maybe, yeah, it's probably the way the ship looked in real life, but a lot of ships on this game a lot of these ships on this game didn't look the way they have them right here with a camo, okay? A camo. I've seen this not just with the Brisbane, but also with the Lucian, and now with the new ship that's coming out. We saw this nonsense with ships like the Harbin and a lot of the Pan-Asian cruisers with their so-called camos, right? Let's look at the Harbin's so-called camo, right? Let's see. Can I? Oh, I don't even have it, but we can look at it anyway, right? We can look at it anyway. Here it goes. Here, look. What is this? Right? What is that? Yeah, well, who knows? But I've noticed that there's a lot of lazy camos coming out. A lot of lazy, very lazy camos. D7P. What was the D7P's camo? Oops, sorry, original camo for the D7P. What was that? Yeah, see? What is this stuff? What is this stuff? But they're gonna probably come out and sell you a camo, right? Sell you a good one. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got for that. But let's go back to the store and let me point out the good stuff, right? The good stuff. The very, very good stuff. This, right? This stuff. These ships, 6,500 drachmas. So, like I said, remember, when you're all said and done with the calendar and the campaign, you're going to finish with 6,000 drachmas. All you're going to need now is that extra 500, and that extra 500 is, well, two of these, right? 250. So you'll get that extra 500 for 2,000 doubloons, right? And 2,000 doubloons, it's 10 bucks. 10 bucks. $10. If you don't have a Georgia, here's your chance to get a Georgia for $10. Yeah. Very, very, very good price. Very reasonable price. Beyond reasonable, in my opinion. Beyond reasonable. This is so cheap. I'm kind of upset that I bought the Georgia W. But it's all good, right? It's all good. You live and you learn. Here goes your chance to get a Siegfried. I don't have a Siegfried. I wasn't part of the game. I was maybe a few months late, and I missed out on this campaign. And Siegfried, one of those super heavy cruisers, if that's what you want to call it, one of those super heavy cruisers that I really would like to have. And this would be the ship I get if I have enough of these drachmas or somehow come up with more of those after I make the push for the Borodino, right? For the Borodino. Yes, I would like to get that Siegfried. All this other stuff and nonsense, yeah, you can live without, right? You can live without. But yeah, this is the only good thing about this update. Okay, very, very expensive update. But in the middle of this very expensive update, they have maybe the cheapest price for some really good ships. Yeah, ships that you may not have. Okay, may not have. But yeah, that's all I got. That is all I got. But you know, I hope I helped here. I hope I helped you guys figure it out. You know, you can now plan, call your financial advisor, okay, and tell them you want to buy a Borodino, and they will guide you to the right path, okay? The right path to the Borodino, right? Where you don't have to take out a small loan, right? A small business loan just to get this. Get this or any other stuff you want during this expensive update. You know, we us people that are buying this stuff, you know, we need to stop it. Get some help, okay? That includes me as well. You know, we need to stop it and get some help. But that's all I got. Tell me what you think, and of course, thanks for watching.
Enemy cruiser sunk.